Hey, what's up, fam? Things keep getting crazier within the story for the 100 Years Quest. Within this chapter, Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 16, Ashes and Dark Clouds. So, man, the chapter itself had so many things in it that was nice to see set up, as well as what to look forward to far in the future versus what we're getting right now. Both pretty exciting, but at the same time, some stuff from last week. And what I mean by that is, we talked about in the video. I made a video regarding, a response to that of people acting like the Dragon Leaders are just being throwaways. Natsu and Urza were just gonna run through them. And even if they did, that it somehow shrugs them off when both of them are very accomplished, but they didn't get those big accomplishments of beating those big end bosses at the end of the Albrecht arc on their own. But that was a complaint quickly stricken away within this chapter. We kind of got back to it. Obviously, we left off. Natsu used his new Fire Dragon King technique, Fire Dragon King's Purgatory, to hit up on Mad Mole, who seemed to have lost. Everyone assumed he was one shot, and there were complaints and salt galore amongst some of the members. And I feel like it was just to complain because there was nothing that really meant like, oh, it's over. I mean, I even talked to some people about it, and like I was talking to him. When was the last time he really had Natsu or Ursa just run through someone? I don't think there's ever been a time where they've just completely destroyed somebody, kind of comparable to these characters, just like nothing. There's obviously been Natsu taking out characters pretty what you would see as easy, quote unquote, like Nineheart and Jacob. But with Nineheart, it only comes down to the fact that he's a summoner. He doesn't have high durability. He didn't have any of his summons out like an idiot because he was so sure of the enchantment that Eileen gave to him that he just didn't make any smart moves at all. He could have brought back Mart Gear just for a panel. I would have loved it. Or it's so many people that Natsu had encountered, and he could have put up some fight, but he made some poor decisions. And with Jacob, he would not have won that fight if it wasn't for Lucy. Just given Jacob's, that unfair combination of stealth and transport magic, it was too much for him. But here, you have Dragon Slayers, which any of the Slayer mages they have. One of the things about them is high durability. Dragon Slayers, especially, the most the most frequent thing with them is that they're very durable when it comes to being a wizard. Their body is physically stronger than anything else of their of their attributes. Just that high level of being able to take a beating. And somebody like Mad Mole, who, as I've said before, we don't know where exactly he ranks in his guild. He could be near the bottom. He could be mid-level. We don't know. He could be way up there. Like I said, we haven't figured that out yet. But he took that attack. It did damage, and then he just got back up. And both sides, from when they all kind of gathered back up and saw each other, that they were kind of just like, all right, we're good. You guys are hurt, we're hurt, but you're not our concern. Their goal wasn't to mess around with some random people, even if some of them had dragon slaying magic. Their whole goal was to find the power of the water dragon god and eat it, so that, they get more powerful. Probably bring it back to the rest of their crew, so the rest of the Diablos could eat it as well. There was some nice face off, and then the kind of understanding that we got from Urza's magic actually was pretty cool with her new dragon slaying sword, that she can pretty much switch into armors with it and then apply whatever attribute that armor has with it. Like she put her Fire Empress armor on, she could put fire on it, so now she's got a Fire Dragon. Stutter there. Fire Dragon Slayer sword. Obviously she does water. It's a water dragon Slayer sword, and so on and so forth. When he was able to get clothes back from Urza, or not Urza, why do I keep messing up? From Lucy's Gemini, which she has a nice little cute little outfit, and not only I just had to backtrack because I realized I skipped right over that, but not only did Mad Mole get up from that attack, but after taking that attack from Urza, even though she took damage, she looks like she's relatively fine. And so I don't know where people were just jumping the gun complaining about. I feel like I feel like a lot of readers don't take into account the fact that unlike a lot of big stream series, they don't take into account the fact that Fairy Tail is very consistent in one area that for sure, and that is summoner mages aren't generally very durable. And we did get the previous arc having a lot of characters that relied more on a hacks ability versus this arc is going to have a lot of dragons and dragon slayers, so there's going to be a lot more durable characters here. And it's a very understandable thing to miss out, and I feel like there's the casual readers aren't going to keep in mind that the gap between a summoner or more ranged casting old classical style of fighting with magic versus something like a slayer mage, something like this, that they just don't remember. Yeah, these guys are going to have durability for days. But it was nice to see that cool standoff between them, and the fact that Madball and Kiri were both up. Everyone seemed to have taken some damage, but fact of the matter is they are definitely outnumbered. These Dragon Eaters only had three. Fairy Tail's team has five capable fighters, but with Carla and Wendy as well. Carla and Happy, they also have two really good maneuverability characters. Urza's Variety, there's so many things within their group that there's no way that the Dragoners, unless they were absurdly more powerful than the Fairy Tail team, could overcome just that huge level of utility they could drop on them. So like, we're gonna get out of here. I really like this panel. I thought about using the the one near the end with Mercifully, but I really liked this one where when Scarion, who I actually really like so far, I like his middle ground when you had like Kyria have Urza as a slave, that she was more like evil feeling and sadistic. Madmole is like, I don't like that you're doing that. It's not very honorable. And then Scaring is just like, you do what you want, right? It's not my thing, but I'm not going to stop you. Just like that in the middle. And then you see here just kind of more of a much more serious side of him, which was pretty cool. And he's just like, if there's a dragon involved, regardless though of what you guys are doing, we're going to kill and eat the dragon. It's food for us. And then, but next time you're gonna see more of the power of Diablos. I edited the text a little bit because I thought this looked way cooler. Just that vicious looking style on his face. But I also really like this one because of the way his ash is going out, with that big round circular spot like an eye, and the way his face kind of like peers out from his mouth like that. I think that looks really cool. I thought that part was pretty badass, and it's going to be cool to see the dragon ears come up. But also a nice little bit near the end that it kind of sets up some stuff is when they're like, oh cool, they left their boat, we can have this, but it ends up turning to ash, and Urza says it's an ash make, but Gray doesn't think it is, and it just like how precise it is. So I'm wondering what exactly that's gonna take into account where his ability is. I think it's going to be more of like that Scarron can turn things to ash and then recreate them with it, like um, kind of like how Urza can put something in a pocket dimension with her requip ability, but instead Scarion can ash something and then it kind of exists in this limbo. And if he needs it, he can just pull it out and just be like, okay, boat drop, food drop, whatever he needs to kind of get himself ready. And now they're gonna go back to their guild, get everything, bring information. We need to find this white mage. There's these other dragon slayers after it. Gen 1, so they're gonna have an advantage. And the Fairy Tail team's like, we're gonna go back to talk to Mercifully, and I can't remember if it's Camille or Chamomile, but you peer over there, and she's relieved that he's awake, and he gets up, immediately grabs her by the neck, and he's like telling her to leave after she looks up and sees like their temple shaking. So I'm thinking here, I talked about this in the spoiler video, but I'm going to go a little bit more of this. My video's already at 10 minutes, so I'll go quick. I think this boss fight, this will be the boss fight of the arc, and I don't think it's going to be Fairy Tail Team versus Mercifovia. I think it's going to be more like Fairy Tail Team fighting his uncontrolled ability, and it'll be more of them against the environment that he's lost control of. And the fight will not be to defeat Mercifully, it'll be to help him get in control. Calm him down, try and quell the oceans that he's probably now making just a huge torrent letting loose of. So I'm hoping also, just on a smaller note, that we get to see some big crazy stuff. We get to get the taste first of what one of these dragon gods is capable of, because we know that they're comparable to Acnologia, but I want to see it from the feel of this arc of just what is this guy made of? What is it going to be like? He's not going to be in control. This doesn't have to be 100% of what he's capable of, but just to see what exactly he's able to output, which is going to be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to the next chapter. Like always, 2 weeks is going to be a little bit painful, but we got a lot of interesting stuff put out. We had some nice I told you so as to say to the people that complained for the last chapter. So just some of them style points on there, but also some really cool hype for the Dragon Eaters. The fact that they're still standing, still able to fight, and getting ready to come back with higher force. But I really look forward to this, what I assume is going to be a boss fight in the next couple chapters. So drop a comment below on what you think about this whole thing transpiring. Which of the new characters do you like the most? Who are you looking forward to seeing? What kind of dragon slayer are you looking forward to from Diablos? Like I said, I want to see something crazy, like I don't know, a dark matter dragon, something ridiculous that it's just like that's gonna be pretty badass, even if we have to wait a while to see. Just like seeing a character with that title, the Dark Matter Dragon or something, that'll be awesome. But otherwise, yeah, like I said, comment below, like the video, subscribe if you like this content, you like Fairy Tail and whatnot, and any of the other videos that I do for a series that you might enjoy, or even stuff that I do that you want to check out and see if you might enjoy. But otherwise, thank you very much if you already subscribed, and if you do subscribe. But otherwise, thank you very much for listening. Bye.